Hello, my name is Louis McIntyre. I'm with the Charles County Arts Alliance and also with the Charles County chapter of the Maryland Writers Association. We're here today to interview Patricia Sands. Patricia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I write under the name Kaye Harrison, and I go by Trish, so if you like to call me that. I was born down in Florida. We came to Maryland. I grew up in Fort Washington. Had a lot of time spent on the Eastern Shore and graduated from Friendly High School in Fort Washington. And basically went to college for a while, and I guess it just wasn't my thing, and I have not finished that, unfortunately. But say it's never too late, but I'm not up for the challenge at this time.
Okay. Tell me how you became a writer.
Well, I lost my job back in 2018 due to downsizing. They got rid of my department and due to software. And I had to do some surgeries anyway, so it kind of worked out for me. And I was recovering from one of the surgeries, and I was reading a book, and it was so bad that I slammed it, threw it away. And I told my mom, I said, I could write better than that. And she was like, do it. So I did.
Very good. How many books have you written?
Well, I have written 3 books. It was supposed to be 1, but it became a trilogy, and they're under the Transcendence trilogy.
For you viewers out there are 2 kinds of writers. One is called a plotter, who lays out an outline of the book in advance with every plot twist pre-planned and all the character arcs developed and everybody's motivations in place. And so when they go to write, they just have to fill in the blanks. And the other kind is called a pantser, which basically follows a much more open style of writing. I'm a pantser. I often don't know what's going to happen in an individual chapter until I write it down. Which kind of writer are you?
Okay, I'm actually a little bit of both. I like to write down plot ideas and put them in the order that I want them to show up in the story. But as far as conversation and flow and all that, is definitely by the seat of my pants.
Okay. Do you have a particular time of day or place where you write?
I like to write at the kitchen table. I feel most open and free and easy to think and get creative. And time of day, a lot of times it's at night, late at night. Sometimes in the afternoons, but generally nighttime.
Okay. And tell us about your book.
It's about a young girl who finds herself with her first love, with a supernatural and or paranormal twist, however you want to say it. So if you take a little bit of Twilight without the vampires, and you take Stranger Things with the 2 worlds, and you kind of blend them together, that's what my story's kind of like.
Very good. Do you have an excerpt you'd like to read?
Absolutely. I'd like to read from the very first book. It's the prologue of Revelation. And let me just get this out for you. Sorry, I should have had it set. Okay, you ready? It says, standing under the old oak tree, Jackson looked at the scene in front of him. So many memories, so much love, so much sorrow. It hurt his heart as he turned his head to look at his childhood home. He missed his mom and his sister. Hell, he almost had a longing to hear his stepfather's demands. That relationship had been turbulent, and he didn't know what to believe about that man anymore. Charles was easy to anger and had treated him unfairly. Jackson knew it. There was suspicion surrounding the accident. Charles had been there when it happened. He had seen his stepfather running out of the barn and kneeling over the body after the fall. Charles had roared for Jackson's mother to come out to him. Hearing the alarm in his voice, she ran out the house and saw where the body lay. She began screaming and wailing hysterically, throwing herself over her son's lifeless body. Jackson watched as his stepfather jumped up and pulled his mom up into his arms, holding her, trying to bring her back from her anguish and heartbreak. But she was beyond wild with grief, shrieking, kicking, and clawing at him to release her. She needed to break free and return to the body that lay there. Jackson's heart sank, wondering what was going to happen to them, his mother and his sister. They would have to work through their grief. He looked back at the little fenced-in area where he stood in the shade from the tree as the sun's rays filtered through the leaves. It was a beautiful sight, but all he could feel was sorrow as he read the headstone in the family cemetery. Jackson Harrison Hanley.
Very nice. What are your future plans?
Well, I have 2 books in the works right now. One is a murder mystery, and the other one is a feel-good relationship type story. But after this weekend at the market where some people were buying the book, my 3rd book especially, I was told I better write more of these. So I guess I ought to do a few of those too.
Okay. And what advice would you give to other writers?
Don't give up. Also, join a club or ask for help. It's always okay to ask people to assist you, and just get the right people to sort of help you in your journey and help you get where you need to be, because you can't do it on your own.
And for you aspiring writers in Charles County that are listening, the Charles County Writer chapter of the Maryland Writers Association actively mentors you aspiring writers and will help you all the way from getting started through getting finished, through editing, through getting published, through marketing. So look us up. What advice would you give to other writers?
You did that.
I just told you about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I say don't give up.
Yeah. And where can we find your books?
Okay, I am on Amazon, Kindle, and I'm in 2 local stores. One is DB Boutique in La Plata, which is next to the Green Turtle, and the old White House building. And the other one is in Morganza at Keeping It Local.
Well, Trish, thank you for sharing your writing journey with us. And we thank all you viewers out there for your interest in her efforts. And have a very nice day.